in the 10 years that I have been building my community, I've never enjoyed any of the money I made because I put it in another business, in another business, in another business. And people want to become a CEO because they want the picture in front of the G-Wagon that they're going to put on Instagram.
Yep.
They want the catching flights, not feelings. They want the, you know, I'm a CEO. No, you are self-employed.
Yes.
It's not as beautiful, but it is the most rewarding thing. And also, like, checking on your CEO friends.
Please.
Just send them Uber gift cards.
Please. Cue the tears for you. Cue the tears.
Send us money.
Good idea, now we buying merch.
That's ghetto.
Payment miss.
Ooh, the ghetto.
Say she quit.
Ooh, the ghetto.
Late on your rent.
Rent is ghetto.
New event.
Ooh, the ghetto.
Invoice in.
That ain't ghetto.
Money spent.
Oh, that's ghetto. Hold on. It's kind of ghetto being a CEO. Welcome back to another episode of the Ghetto CEO Podcast, where we talk about everything being a CEO, because being a CEO is super ghetto. Okay, this is the things that people do not talk about: the hardships, the tears that we cry, the fresh ideas that we come up with. It is all the things. But listen, I want you, if you guys are loving this podcast, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Leave us a review and let us know how we are helping you change your life. Now listen, we only bring CEOs to the couch that's willing to be honest and transparent about their journey. And today is no differently, okay? I am super excited. Are you excited to be on this couch today?
I am so excited.
Listen, are you going to tell us
everything,
your deepest, darkest secrets?
Everything. This is the TMZ of CEO life.
Come on, period. I love it. We're going to have to keep that going, okay? Listen, I am super excited that you are here, but introduce yourself. But listen, I know on other podcasts, they just like, tell us about your life. No. How would your family introduce you? Ooh. Like, what would your niece is over there? What would she say to her friends about her auntie? Like, what would she say?
My name is Hayet Rida, Auntie Hayet, properly known. Almost like auntie on the internet, too.
Yes.
And I don't take shit from anybody.
Period.
And also, I'm unapologetically in love with failure.
Oh, I love that. Yes. We're going to talk about that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so let's jump right in. You said you are unapologetically in love with failure. What does that mean? Like, how did you get to that place? Because you're just not born like that.
I mean, you're not born like that. But when I look back to everything in my life, let's say I sit down where I am right now.
Yeah.
I have a really successful business. I've had a really great career. When I back everything out, everything happened to me based off of what I did when I failed. To the point where we spend our whole life being afraid to fail.
Right.
And then when I looked back, I was like, oh, I am who I am because I failed, but it was what I did with it. So sometimes I call myself the pivot queen. Yes. Because you will throw something at me and be like, oh, this is the one. Yeah, because everybody was just like, wait, I paid $50 for this, bangle. What box is this in? It comes in a really nice, like, it was just a detail of luxury that they didn't even feel like they deserved because they didn't think they'd paid hundreds.
Right.
And that's what became what the brand is known for.
Wow.
So if a year later, we have a store in Chicago.
Okay.
We're all over we're shipping all over the world.
Yes.
And the one thing people know is you are going to get a luxury experience without paying. So you see how that one little mistake.
The pivot queen.
Listen, I need a shirt.
Right. Yes.
But it's, again, in that moment, you're going to sink or you're going to swim.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will get into, oh, this happened to me. I was like, okay, it happened. And anyway, I'll cry while I'm building.
Right.
I'm not saying I won't cry.
Okay.
But
while I'm building.
Listen, these tears will seal the box. Okay.
Okay. No offense.
So I think that's the epitome of my entire life. It's something happened, I pivoted. Something happened, I pivoted. And that's how you get where you are.
And I love that story because, first of all, it just shows that things fall apart for it to fall together. Yeah. And I love that.
Failure is a beautiful gift. And a lot of times, and I'm sure all your listeners or everybody who's sat on this couch has probably had to switch their relationship with fear.
Yes.
Because people will sit, not even at the start line, they'll sit in the stands and say, oh, I want to do this and this, but if you don't get your ass down to the start line and step over and then, okay, so if you fail, then what happens?
Right.
Did you die?
That's on the shirt. Did you die?
The back of the shirt should say, are you dead yet?
Yeah, no.
Then keep going.
Right.
But yeah.
No, I love that so much. So now you've built this company. So tell us kind of where it is today.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
where are we? How big are we? Like what's happening?
I would say in a year.
It's only been a year.
It's only been a year. July 1st. July 1st, yeah.
Okay.
In a year, I think we've done 12,000 orders.
Yes.
And we have because I was looking the other day of like, you're saying order number, and I'm just like, this number?
Right.
You kind of so in it, you don't pay attention. And we have a retail location in Chicago. Our opening day, there were 300 people in line.
Now,
listen.
Look at God.
Look at that.
I love that. But I love that even the story didn't start at the packaging issue, right? It started before because you were an influencer. So you had started building your tribe.
Yep.
And that's why these people wanted to partner with you.
Because the thing is that, like, you also have to build a community. Now, how I built my community was vulnerability. Like, I'll be the one there, and I remember the first day I started KHOI, when I hit launch on the website, I had 87 cents in my bank account.
Wow.
I have a screenshot on my Instagram. 87 cents. I had written my landlord a letter that said, I cannot pay rent today. So it started on July 1st, so rent is due.
Yes.
And at that point, I knew I needed X amount of money to clear some more stuff from customs.
Come on now.
So it was, the brand won't launch if I don't clear this thing.
Yeah.
But I have to pay rent.
Which one?
So I just wrote him a letter and I said, I will pay whatever fee. I just need a few days because I had that much faith in the brand. Because I was like, I've worked hard for this. Like, it will work.
Yeah.
I think a couple of days.
Right.
Wrote that letter. He's like, okay, you'll pay I think it was like a $25 late fee. Cool. Like, just let me use that money.
Yeah.
And, it literally took off. We sold out in an hour.
What?
In an hour. Till today, 12 collections or whatnot later, we sell out on some pieces in minutes. But the beauty of the brand is I believe in art and not just like creating a brand to make money.
Yeah.
So I don't bring anything back. So once something sells out, we're done.
Gone. Yeah.
You cry, kick. Even my mother sometimes is like, I didn't get this one, lady. I know you were my landlady in the womb, but that has no privileges.
I love it.
I rented your womb for 9 months.
Yes.
There's no privileges with that.
Not with this brand. If you ain't got it, she ain't got it. No, I love that so much. And because one, it keeps the exclusivity, right? Because it's like, I gotta be there. And
you gotta get it.
1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whenever they drop in, I gotta be there. But it also creates the creativity for you.
Yep.
So you can keep creating. You can keep inventing.
I get so bored. It's like a lot of times by the time a piece comes out, I've seen it for
So many
oh my
times.
gosh, I've seen it. And I was just like, sometimes I'm like, can y'all hurry up and wear it? Because I want to show you what's next. Like, are y'all done?
Right. Y'all ready?
Can I show you the next one?
Yes.
But I think it's what makes it fun.
Yes.
It's what makes it fun.
I love that. So you've been in this journey a year. That is crazy.
Yeah. I think I prepped my whole life for this year.
And you know what? I say that all the time, right? I say that a lot of people always say, well, I'm trying to hit my 7 figures. I'm trying to make these millions of dollars, da 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 da. But you may see it happen in 1 year time span, but you've been prepping for this moment all your life.
My entire life.
Yes.
I was talking to my niece just about little things I did. Like when I was younger, I used to love magazines about hotels. It was like I wasn't too much into, what she like the cute little girl teen magazines. Yeah. I would cut out hotels and build like, okay, when I have a hotel, this is what the uniform they will wear. This is what it will smell like and look like. Yeah. When I was designing the store experience, I kept going back to hotels. And I was like, wow, look at how full circle it's come. Yeah. Literally like little things that were prepping. And, I worked in advertising for all of almost like 13, 14 years. Wow. I got laid off from my tech job 2 days after the store opened. But it's like all of that marketing experience, we've never had to hire like a marketer for it. It's in me.
Right.
And
you've been prepping for it.
My whole life. Yeah. But the thing is that we often sit down and say, oh, I want to know what I want to do. It's like people say, oh, I want to come up with a business. And they're sitting down waiting for the idea to take an Uber and come and find them.
Period.
But the idea comes when you're doing stuff. Think about, I never said, I'm going to own a store. Yep. with, I'm going to start a brand. I was just doing things, and the opportunity just kind of, I allowed it to reveal itself.
Yes.
But you're not going to sit down at home and with a piece of paper and brainstorm, this is my $1 million business.
No,
that's not how it works.
You got to start moving.
It will catch up with you.
Yes.
You're going to pick it. If it's a train, it's going to be on the train, but you have to get on the train.
Yes. You got to start working. You got to start working. And I think a lot of people feel like it's going to hit me. And a lot of times that idea is already within your experience. You know what I mean?
You have to allow it to reveal itself. But to reveal itself, it may have to be a sum of failures. Because as things fail, they're moving out the way. Yeah. It's peeling. It's like an onion. Yep. Oh, this failed. It moved. And then you'll feel like your world is ending because everything isn't going well.
Facts.
But you're coming back to the core.
Yep.
And when you get there, then you'll be like, got it. This is why all of those things fell apart.
I love this. So this journey has been going on for a year. So I know that first year is probably, and this
ghetto.
Period.
Is this the part where we start telling?
Yes. Tell us what has been happening, girl.
I woke up one day. I said, I don't want to be CEO anymore.
Fire me.
Honestly, like I looked in the mirror. You know how Issa Rae talks in the mirror, and I want to say, fire yourself. The thing is that starting a company and being a CEO are two very different things.
Absolutely.
And I think culture has done us a disservice because CEO is this cute thing where, those little memes, what's your favorite position? CEO. No, those people are lying to you. They are lying. It is not fun. It is not nice. It's no. Yes. It's great to be a founder and to be the creative person.
Yeah.
First of all, the amount of paperwork you do as a CEO is enough for me to quit.
Today. Yes.
Like there's sometimes I'm like, I don't know, figure it out. And then they all look at me like, no, you figure it out.
Like, I don't fucking know.
And so I think the hardest part is number one, money. I built everything without a single loan. Yeah. Without help from anyone. Yeah. And it is the ability to like find money. I gotta wipe my eye. I'm crying. This is so emotional. Your viewers are really gonna think I'm crying.
Like, it's hard. Girl, listen, I'm crying too.
No, I think I am crying now. This is genuine tears. Oh, I think back to the struggle. But honestly, I remember just having moments of at the start of the year. I was in debt maybe $60,000. I have a video where I swear, my now CFO said, okay, we pulled all the debts. Because half the time you don't want to see how much debt you're in.
Don't show me.
You're just like, well, this card has this, and you're like, okay, I know I owe 20 here, 10 here. And it was like,
I like it separate.
Yeah. No. Kind of like, I want to be in a toxic relationship with my debts. I'll see you when I see you. And it was like, no, you got to face it. Put it all together. And she said that number. I said, okay. Yeah. And then at that time, it was the question of, is there going to be a store? You've signed a lease, but I don't know how this is going to happen. So it was like, I went in my closet. Okay, YSL bag, you're up. Yeah. And I started selling things. Ooh. And the crazy thing? I didn't hide what I was selling. I was like, I'm trying to build this store and I'm broke. So this is my Poshmark.
Oh, I love
everything is on there. Yes. And so there's some people who bought my pieces as investing into the brand. So I know who has my YSL bag. Yeah. I know who has the Chanel bag. Yeah. And it was like, okay, we just sold the Chanel bag today. Oh, we can do the flooring. Oh, we need to buy lights. Okay. I'm looking. Okay, let me put some clothes together and go and sell it. Now we have lights. Yeah. Oh, we have to paint. First of all, paint is expensive.
Okay.
You will stand there like, let me YouTube how to put the masking. But it really is, everything starts adding up. Then it's like, oh, business insurance. Yeah. Oh, why do I need that?
Why? We got to be insured.
Oh, a license.
Yep.
Oh, gas. Oh, electric. Because I haven't moved in yet because we're still in the construction.
Exactly.
But how do you think the drill got plugged in?
Sheesh. And you got to start paying the electric bill before you even open. All of this.
All of it. And it was this thing of you cannot be ashamed.
Yeah.
But a lot of times people want to say, oh, well, I'm going to, where's the funding or this and this and that. No, there is no funding. Funding is in your closet. You are the chief loan officer. Your bad habits are the loans.
Yes.
Of which you will liquidate very quickly.
Yes.
And so I had to say, like, I started, when I was going to the gym, I stopped taking Ubers and I started walking. So I was like, well, I go to the gym and then go on the treadmill as a warm up. So now I'm going to walk an hour to the gym. walk an hour back, all of that to save money on Uber, because $20 here, they start to add up.
Yeah.
And this whole time I had a full-time job in tech.
Wow.
I had a 6-figure job, but guess what? After I paid rent, all of it was going into the business.
Yeah.
In the 10 years that I have been building my community, I've never enjoyed any of the money I made because I put it in another business, in another business, in another business. And people want to become a CEO because they want the picture in front of the G-Wagon that they're going to put on Instagram.
Yep.
They want the catching flights, not feelings. They want the, you know, I'm a CEO. No, you are self-employed.
Yes.
It's not as beautiful, but it is the most rewarding thing.
Absolutely.
Because when I see people, I've met people who have my pieces on and I can recognize it from afar. Mm-hmm. And that feeling makes everything else worth it.
Right. Like,
first of all, where's the camera where the people can see me? I'm broke.
Right.
I'm still broke.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Great. I'm just reminding.
Listen, because I think people really because we have, every Monday we do what we call the Monday meetings. And me and my brother, we talk about all the things, like real reality. Like, this is my brother, so I get to talk about, like, the finance team said this week. And he like, listen.
Finance team said we might sell the camera.
Right. We gotta sell the humans. Like, the team, okay? Everybody gotta go.
Nobody is above OnlyFans.
No, nobody. Let me see the feet. You are qualified, okay? Like, we have real conversations. He's talking about the fact that he's going through bankruptcy because of a failed business.
And let me tell you where people need to start in how they spend money. So if your friends are going somewhere, I'm the one who will say, I am not coming because I am broke.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, I have a headache. No, I am broke. That's why I'm not coming. And then, naturally as humans, I'll pay. No, I said I'm broke, and I have to learn that because I am broke, I am not going.
I cannot go.
and it's I think culturally we want to always appear like we have it, that we are not comfortable saying I don't have it.
Right.
It's not, and also even if I have it, I don't have it for this. It's not a priority.
Right.
But we all want to go on those vacations. We all want to live in a way because we are ashamed of the fact that we can't give ourselves those things.
Yes.
So then that's how some people are in situations just so that they can gain assets to make it look like they have assets. When I tell you, I have met wealthy people who, if they were on the side of the street, you know. That's when I said we're doing something wrong.
Something completely wrong. That's because we're trying to show everybody else that we got it, or we're making it, or like, it's just we don't have to do it.
You're making me cry.
Like, I'm just so sick and tired of it. Okay, friend.
Use this in the trailer. We brought Hayet.
She was crying the whole episode. Yeah. No, facts though. Like, it is, and I want people, and that's why we create this space.
And I think people also get into businesses to make money, and I think that's the deep conversation we need to have. Yeah. Because imagine if somebody told you, you're going to get into a business, you won't make money for at least 15 years. Would you still do it?
Man, people be like, I ain't doing that shit. Like,
because like a lot of times you will, I remember when I first started my influencing, okay, I had content that was up to par. You know, I had excellent quality content. The first few years, I didn't make 1 cent, but I kept making that quality content. The first brand deal I got was worth all the 3 years of money I put in. But imagine if I got into influencer stuff just to make money. Yeah. Yeah. I would have been like, I give up after like 2 days because where's the check? Where's the paid sponsorship? Some people post things like, well, where's my partnership? No, but do it because you really want to inspire people or you want to help people, like, you know, learn how to curl their hair. It's like people aren't doing stuff for purpose anymore.
Yes. And it shows. It shows in the community. It shows in the lack of support that you're receiving, and it shows in your energy when you show up.
Can we talk about support for a second and that word?
Yes.
Because I saw one of these things like, your friends need to support you the way they support these big brands. No, they don't.
They don't have to. It's not a requirement.
Because that's confusing you as a business.
Yes. The data is skewed now because these are your friends.
Yeah. So you'll be like, oh, wow, we're doing great. Let's triple our inventory.
Yes.
Your friends are buying from you once.
Yep.
And I think it's, even within the Black community, we love to say support. Like, we've had customers who will get on my nerve because they'll purchase something And then they'll want to, I don't know, return or do something that's against policy. And we will reinstate, this is against policy. And then the number one line we hear is, well, that's what I get for supporting a fellow black brand. First of all, do not support me. I tell people, do not support me. If you would like to buy a product because you like it, buy it because you like it, but do not support me.
Right.
Because you will use support as this conditional offer for you to step on me like I'm not shit.
Right. If you're over here on YouTube watching the podcast, listen, I need you to do me a favor. If you love me, do me this favor. Pull out your phone right now and go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts or anywhere that you actually listen to podcasts at, right? I need you to subscribe and leave a review. Listen, the way podcasts work is the streets don't know we doing good if it's not on the audio version. The YouTube version don't really count, okay? So go over there, leave us a review, and let us know how much you love the podcast. Now back to the episode.
I'm just out here sweating.
No, this is good. I feel like we need a live audience. Everybody give a clap.
We need a talk track. But
Right.
But I think it is, we have to stop. And this is going to sound really weird.
Yeah.
We have to stop supporting black businesses.
Yes.
Now, let's unpack that statement. It's not we have to stop shopping.
Right.
But buy from the businesses that you genuinely think they have a great product. Because if you just keep using the word support, we're not like raising ourselves. We're not raising our standards because people are getting away with the bare minimum because they're being supported.
Facts. And that's the thing. A lot of people say like shopping with black owned businesses, the customer service is bad or whatever. You think about a restaurant you go to, the difference between Chick-fil-A and Harold's Chicken. You know what I mean? Like something that's totally different, but that's because you keep going to support and you're not requiring them to provide excellence. You're not even, because you can require something and give feedback. Like, hey, I really love it, but I got my package and something was broken. You know what I'm saying? Oh, now, let me make sure we're checking this. I can make my business better, but y'all don't even tell us the feedback. It comes from a negative space.
And then once something is wrong, then it becomes and this is why I don't.
Exactly. It's the head. It's just you feel the head turning in the email.
Not the head turning. You see the commas.
Right.
Every time there's a comma, you know the head twists.
The exclamation marks, like, they point at the screen. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, can you, as a fellow black sister, can you give me feedback that is I could actually use? Yeah. But because I'm not bending to your rules, now I'm wrong.
It's like they always talk about, I think the beauty industry as black women, I can feel attitude in the confirmation text you get from a hairstylist.
Yes.
I'm like, what did I do?
Oh, yes, because it's going to be real raw.
If you're 2 minutes late, you have a $15 charge. But if I'm half an hour late, it's still the same price. And I'm just like, okay. And I think we don't even teach each other excellence. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, it's something you have to look at the brands around you and be like, oh, okay, this is what I want to be. But if you're looking left and looking right and everybody's doing the same thing, then we think it's okay. Yeah. But it's sort of like we have to like challenge each other to rise up to create our own black excellence.
Absolutely.
We and rise to that standard. Yeah.
Yeah. My friend Audrey, she always says, why would I start at the bare minimum when I can start at excellence? Right. But it requires, a lot of us just don't know, right? Yeah. We don't know about customer service. We don't know about operations and how to ship better. Like, we just don't know.
But also, we're settled in the fact that we don't know.
Yes.
Because everything I know is self-taught. Absolutely. Because I will go and look it up. But sometimes people sit down and they cross their legs and they're like, well, I need a mentor. You don't.
No.
You are lazy.
And nobody wants to mentor bullshit. I'm not coming to mentor you if you ain't doing nothing. I think
it was Malik who said, your mentor should find you working. So people are just like, well, if I had a mentor, no. Masterclass subscription is $300 a year. You can go and learn something from there. YouTube. And also sometimes your mentors don't have to hold your hand. Just watch them. So for me on my page, I'm teaching people the ins and outs. And then you'll get somebody who'll comment, I would love for you to mentor me. So what do you think the last 15 stories were? But I think sometimes we call mentorship like, come and give me the tricks of the trade. Come and give me the blueprint. No, come and tell me exactly what you did so I can replicate it. But mentorship should be observation.
Absolutely.
People need to listen to your podcast.
Yes.
That is mentorship because all the people, I remember watching the interview with Pinky Cole and I was just like, Yes. Okay, got it. Like, I'm taking notes. I probably will never meet her.
Yeah.
But to me, in my head, a bit of gems she dropped was mentorship.
Yeah.
Because when I'm doing things, I'm taking that in. Like, okay, cool. Then you go listen to this one. Then you go listen to that one. And before, you've been mentored.
Yes.
But they're not coming to sit down and say, okay, day one. This is what you should do.
Right,
No,
right.
No,
they're not doing that. And I think the other thing is like people feel like there's some type of like custom cheat code for them. They be like, I know you did it like that, but what about I have a drink company? What about no? It's the same blueprint. It's just a different product.
The same blueprint is always going to be work hard, consistently, fail fast, and pivot.
Ooh.
That is the only blueprint I will ever give you. Yeah. Because there's sometimes people will be like, oh, I'm going to this person, I'm going to buy her vendor list. You can have the vendor list of the best brands in the world. But what that vendor list won't give you is hustle. And also, you are robbing yourself off of the mistakes and the lessons you will learn by trying to secure your own vendor list. I learned about quality of jewelry because you have to think, I self-taught myself how to even find manufacturers. Yeah. And I remember going through the phase where you're just looking at samples. And it was like a good $5,000 of just buying samples from so many manufacturers. Yeah. But every time something I didn't like how it felt, I would ask, what's the name of this material? And they'll say, oh, it's this. Then I make a note. Cool. I don't like that material. And then I feel something, ooh, I like this. What is that? Brass. Okay, then I write down, I like brass. Then it's like you get into plating. I'll see something and I'll be like, oh, this feels different. What's that called? If somebody had just handed me a vendor list, I would have robbed myself
of the process.
Off of the entire process.
Yes.
And so it's like everything I do of like, even like now I'm trying to teach myself email marketing. So I have all the books. Even if I hire someone, I want to at least know the bare minimum of the lingo.
You have to.
Because I can't just be like, hey, I'm going to pay you, just do it. I want to be able to know if what they're telling me is correct.
That is so key. One thing I want to highlight is a lot of times when it comes to business, we don't want, as CEOs, we have a responsibility to know everybody. Because how can you give direction if you don't know what they're supposed to be doing? How you going to be able to tell the email marketer, now my click-through rates are down. You really should add more color at the top because da-da-da, or the open rate, da-da-da. Like, you can't talk the lingo or talk the language if you don't know what she's doing.
No. Nope.
And this is your brand. This is your baby.
You know where I learned this whole thing about knowing everybody's job? I was watching one of those. Like, I remember, like, growing up, I was obsessed with Beyonce. But what's interesting, I wasn't obsessed with her music. I always waited for her documentaries. Like, those, like, behind the scenes.
I can't wait for the Renaissance one.
You even have the picture of one there.
Yep.
And I remember in one thing, she took a pencil and drew the stage and talked about how they had to put these lights here. And I was just like, oh, so she doesn't just sing. She knows everybody's job, that she can talk to the stage designer and tell him or her some things. Yep. She can talk to the lighting crew and tell them some things. And I was like, got it. So even within the business, I used to pack the packages. Every now and then I will go back on the floor and pack. Like, we were redesigning the packaging. Okay. You know how I redesigned the packaging? I went and packed with them for like 2 days straight. And then I was like, oh, I see how this looks pretty, but it's slowing the process down. Gotcha. And then I'm like in there so that when I'm designing, I'm not just designing because it's pretty. I'm just like, no, adding a little envelope is actually slowing down by 20 seconds. And if you're trying to move through 600 orders in a day, 20 seconds is going to add up.
Absolutely.
But imagine if I was just like, I'm going to hire someone to design the packaging, somebody to do this, somebody to do that. I would just have a business that was pretty.
Yep. Would have no substance. And I think that's the thing. Even like all of these pictures, I could have went and found pictures of women just looking pretty. Yeah. All of these girls is working. They're working. Beyonce, Ava, Rihanna. Like, I intentionally, like, I want to see women working because we have to work. Yes. And the thing is, Beyonce has to, anytime you see a video of her correcting somebody, it ain't about her singing or her voice. It's about, somebody getting fired because
my favorite one is where she's like sitting and she's giving all the signals like, turn the fan. And finally she had to sing, turn the fan on. Yes. But it's like, she probably even knows like the camera angles, like every single thing. And I think all of this really, when I was building the brand, the thing that broke my heart was I wanted to learn from people that look like me, but nobody was teaching, and not teaching me. Nobody was telling the true story. Yeah. I saw the beautiful pictures of the result of hard work. Right. And then they sprinkle some quotes every now and then, motivational quotes. Yes. It's just like seasoning.
Right. But on the stories, like, today was hard. I'm like,
no, my favorite one is, one day I will tell you the story. No, I want to know it's today. Because I might be where you are. So please tell me the story today. Right. Not one day, one day I'll tell you all the story of the struggle.
No, I want to know now.
I want to know right now, please.
Please, thank you.
Tell me.
I need help. Send help.
But I think we have opportunities to not just tell people entrepreneurship is hard. Cool. Okay, but how hard is it?
Yeah.
I need details.
What about it makes it hard?
Yeah.
Even you talking about the financial aspect, because it's not just the money comes in, but how to manage the money. Yeah. When do you even know the red flags and the yellow flags that something is wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time we don't know that it's wrong until we get to zero. We like, oh shit, goddamn.
Yeah. I shut a whole business down. I had a candle business, and then I expanded into like a home care business. And what was interesting was I expanded very quickly because everybody told me to. Oh, you should do this. And I was like, cool, then let me go do it.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the right guidance to say, this is how you scale. Because another thing is, we can take encouragement and hype and scale too quickly.
Yes, facts.
Like, even right now with my business, people are like, well, we have triple our inventory, but I won't exceed that because I can't scale too quickly.
Right.
Don't overhype me.
Yeah.
Because when you're sitting on inventory, that's a big problem.
Absolutely.
But I think it's also an unsolicited feedback, because a customer will tell you what they want. I remember, like, even right now, the business is going through a hard moment, because for a while I only made gold because I only like gold. And everybody's like, make silver. And I was like, I will not make no silver. And then I allowed myself to be pressured, and I was like, okay, I'm going to make silver. We're sitting on the most silver inventory because everybody who said make silver, I'm looking for them.
Where is your sale?
And then I started talking to entrepreneurs of like, okay, so how do you find the balance between listening to the customer, but also your gut?
Yeah.
And they were just like, the customer will always say what they want, but you still have, the back end of the business.
Right.
If it's not the right time, then don't do it. Right. I scaled quickly, and I had to shut down my entire home business because it was pulling us into the negative.
Yeah.
But it's sort of also, when I shut down, I was very open about it. I was like, it's shutting down, it didn't do well.
I love you so much. It's over.
It's done. I thought you said, I know what I said. I said, today it's done.
It's done.
Don't remind me what I said. Yeah, because I was so sure I was going to be the next Martha Stewart. I was going to have a home. No.
Yes. No, it is done.
It's done. And we're on the next thing.
Right.
And if one day the jewelry business is done, it's done.
It's done.
What should you? No.
It's finished.
But you also have to be proud to say, it's done, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Oh, why did it shut down? I'm not going to release a juicy statement that's sprinkled with feathers of, the time has come. No, I was broke. It was draining all my money, and I shut it down.
I jumped ship, okay? The Titanic was sinking.
It was sinking. And I was not going in the submarine to go look for it.
Facts.
I was going to stay up here on the yacht.
Yes. Okay. No, that is facts. And I think that, like you said, it's the balance of figuring out when to listen to your customers, but also when not to, right? Yeah. And so, and I also know in resale, because you guys have came into the industry like a hard season, period. So how you, because I talk to companies all the time, it's like sales are down 30% this year. How are you guys kind of fighting with what's happening with the economy now?
Storytelling isn't down 30%. That's the thing. When the market shifts, you have to switch your approach.
Gotcha.
So you have to always go back to the psychology of humans. Humans want to feel connected. Humans want to feel seen. So if you're just throwing products at them, then you are also going to be in trouble with Target and Walmart and all of those people who are seeing. But people connect with people.
Yep. Facts.
So for me, as I saw the economy doing its wishy-washy thing, people are like, this is probably not the time to open a retail location. Okay, keep your insecurity in a little purse in the corner. Do not sprinkle that shit on me.
Yes.
I'm going to create a retail experience that people will come into. So our store is literally branded in it's like an art gallery. There is nothing on the shelves. You come in, there's podiums with mannequins that are each wearing a piece. But there's nothing for you to grab. then there's screens, and then my notes, and like I write things on the wall. And my whole thing is make it comfortable for people to buy nothing. Because people want to just come in.
Yeah.
We give you wine. You can have water. They're going to ask you still or sparkling, room temperature or cold.
Come on, experience.
So now when people are comfortable, that 30% of sales down means nothing because you've made people feel good.
Yes.
Once you see everything happen in the industry, we increase our creative budget. Because I need you to at least be captivated by the visuals.
Right.
But also what you won't see me do is get on and say sales are down, I need you people. No, it's just I'm gonna create a thing that makes you feel good.
Right.
People want to feel good. They want to feel seen. They want to be heard, and they want to latch onto something and believe in something.
Right.
That's how you combat sales. Now, some of these big brands, we don't know the founders anymore.
No, and that's the disconnect. We're not connected, and I feel like that's where people are. They want to feel community. They want to feel connected.
Yes.
They want to feel like you even creating this experience. We're gonna have to do part 2 at the retail location.
Can you please?
But I'm literally visualizing this,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this just sounds so sexy, like, and it makes you want to be like, I gotta see this.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
y'all meet us in Chicago.
Yeah, it's like I gotta see this. So you create a space where like we have people who will fly in just to come and see the store.
I could believe it.
And then it's just like, we're just like, oh, you don't have to buy anything. Like, we're just glad you're here.
Yeah.
And then also, if you give people the right experiences, they become your marketing strategy.
Absolutely. Because they taking pictures. They like, girl, you got to go see this.
Yep.
And I can see it as it continues to grow, like just becoming a like staple in Chicago. Like if you are a black girl, you gotta go see it, because it is all for us and it's all for all the things. So I am excited. So last question, where are you going? What does this look like in the future?
You know, the proudest thing? I don't care.
Ooh.
I'm not thinking, and it's going to be this. No, because I need the same failures that got me here to present themselves to me. And at each stage, I will pivot. So what I will promise you is I will always pivot. I will be the pivot queen forever.
We're going to get you a t-shirt ahead. We're going to get a pivot queen collection. We're going to have to sell this silver jewelry. So it's going to be the pivot queen of the year. Okay. We got to get it out. Y'all go get that jewelry. Okay. Now listen, I am excited. I am excited to continue to watch your growth. And as we talked about, entrepreneurship is a beautiful thing. It provides you freedom, this luxury of just being on the couch talking, you know what I'm saying, about the journey.
It's bringing me to tears.
Bringing you to tears. Okay, you have cried. I think you are the first. Okay,
I thought we gonna spin this like we made her cry on the couch.
Right. Top tier. We're gonna put this in the trailer. They're gonna be
Claritin could have solved this, but I just cried.
We're just gonna cry it through. Okay. Sometimes in entrepreneurship, you need a little tear.
Listen, these are permanent tears because I carry the struggle of all the years with me.
The struggle is on my back. Okay, I am making it through. But when we think about the struggles of your last week or your last 2 weeks, what is one thing that you feel like you want to vent about? What's one thing that you feel like I need to get this off my chest?
Listen, I was doing my makeup before we came here, and one of the girls was from the store texted me, and I was like, she was calling me, and I was like, can we talk later? I'm trying to get she's like, the police are here. They want to speak to you. And I said, why? Because a lot of our neighbors are getting robbed, and we have the cameras. And I was just like, that is, you know how you watch these like smashing, that is my anxiety every day. I go to bed and I wake up in the night and watch the camera. And that's the part of the entrepreneurship that is the constant anxiety. You go to bed with anxiety as a blanket.
Absolutely. It's no
and that's like the thing where it's just like, I want to get to a place in life where I'm calm. Yeah. Because it's sort of like at some point you're like, okay, the struggle is okay. I'm tired. It's just, I'm tired of struggle.
It's not even cute on me no more.
It's out of season.
Right.
It's not giving joy.
No.
But I think it is the anxiety of like launch day. Is it, you're always like, am I going to do it the same way I did it the last time? How many more times? Like I always say, how many more times are they going to show up? Like are the customers going to show up? And that's a anxiety that can be crippling.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, I think that's where everybody does our favorite keyword, mental health. But like, you can go to all the therapy you want. That anxiety does not go away.
No, I think we literally sign up to be like mentally unstable for a couple years until we sell.
And I need people to stop telling people to rest.
Yes.
People are just like, oh, get some rest. Sweetheart, have you seen my bills?
You see this payroll.
We got to make payroll every month because now KHOI has about 11 team members. So that's 11 people who are relying in some shape or fashion on this to work.
Yes.
I can't rest.
Right.
And I think I want people to be more honest about that. Of like, part of the sacrifice is your work life or life balance will be shit. And maybe I hope there'll be a time where it isn't. But like, everybody wants to say, oh, you know, I have to prioritize rest and mental health. I don't know how to.
Right. I can't at this moment in my season. I can't.
I cannot.
I can't.
And I'm suffering because of it, because I'm getting that burnout phase, but it's also kind of like, it's part of it. And you know, at whatever stage people are, it's okay. You go through the part where it's like mental health. What's that? Is that a seasoning that I put on? Is that a fragrance?
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is, but it's also being okay with not being okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like checking on your CEO friends.
Please.
Just send them Uber gift cards.
Please. Cue the tears for you. Cue the tears.
Send us money. Send us
money is top 5. That's go.
I am 1 tier away from OnlyFans. Send me money.
I love it. What do you want to leave the people with today that's listening to this? They're like, girl, I resonated with this whole episode in my chest.
I think the one thing to take away from it is all of these fluff things you think you need. I need a business plan. I need a business coach. I need a this. No, you just need to rework your relationship with failure. Because no matter what anybody teaches you, you will fail. Yeah. And that is okay.
Yeah.
And I need everybody to kind of get excited when they fail.
Yeah.
Because that's where the magic is.
Yes.
And so I just want everybody who listens to any other episode that comes from, just listen out for the failures in everybody's story.
That's good.
And just have yourself feel better.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
You won't be successful today or tomorrow. It might be 10 years or 15. But just keep pivoting.
What's the worst that can happen?
Did you die?
Did you die? Y'all, this is so good. Now, listen, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Ghetto CEO podcast. And if you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and go support our friends.
No, stop saying support.
Oh, no.
We talked about this.
Go buy this product.
If you like it.
It's
Thank
cute,
you.
though. They can't buy this, though.
By the time this comes out, it should be out.
Okay.
You know, this was strategic.
I like it. Now, y'all go buy the product because you know she looking fine. Okay? Dang. All right.
But
now,
don't support.
Don't support. We don't want your support. Thank you for listening to this episode. I will see you guys on another episode of the Ghetto CEO podcast. Do not support us. Just watch it if you like it. Peace out.
Invoice in, that ain't ghetto. Money spin, oh, that's ghetto. Hold on.